Now we have to listen to the boring. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Technically Speaking live show. So glad you could join us. We appreciate your eyeballs and stuff. I mean, the rest of you too is fine. We don't mind.
Cheers from the CEO.
My name is Greg. I'm the bearded wonder. To my right, as always, Kevin Smith in a suit jacket.
Wow!
Oh, yeah.
You've been sitting on that one a while.
No, not really.
I
it comes
prefer
naturally.
Silent Bob, thank you. I prefer Silent Bob.
That's what he goes by. Each week, Scott and I get together and we talk about the week's happenings in tech. We talk about interesting stories that come up, occasionally conspiracy theories involving government and business. I'm
College education. You don't look. I'll go on that tangent.
Overrated. Yeah. Check out last week's live show if you are interested in his, weird conspiracy theories on that one. But we're so glad you guys could stop by to check out the live show this week. We are talking about some big movements that Google is doing. They're trying to kind of reinvent the wearables market. iPhone is spying on you. I don't know if you know this or not. Which is, I think, particularly ironic given how Apple just disciplined Google and Facebook for doing something very, very similar. What else we got on the docket?
Google's going to tell me I'm fat all the time.
Yeah.
Love it.
And, some crypto coin stuff happened, which...
Oh, man.
That's a bummer. That's a crazy story.
That story got even crazier since the guy did what he did.
You wanna get into that one? You just jump right into
straight into that one?
into the conspiracy theory.
That one is really conspiracy theory.
I'm telling you.
It's super weird.
Okay.
You take the first half, and I take the second half?
Yeah, that'll work. Because you actually know more about the second half of it anyway. So
And I know nothing about the first half.
Here's the story. For those of you who live underneath a rock, Bitcoin is a thing and has been on a tear for the last couple of years now. Not last year before, it had kind of hit an all-time high, like 10,000 plus per Bitcoin. Kind of fell off a little bit. The way all this Bitcoin stuff works is you basically you trade Bitcoins on an exchange, much like a real stock or something along those lines. The problem, though, is that some of these exchanges are effectively password protected. So that's to keep other people from basically accepting all these Bitcoins and then running off with your fortune or having somebody else break in and steal that fortune out from under that exchange. But what happens when the only person with the password up and disappears? And that's basically what happened with the... Okay, I'm going to actually destroy the name of this. It's the Quadriga CX exchange, the digital... It's a digital Bitcoin exchange where all of its users lost about $137 million.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tough loss.
But man.
But the security did its job.
It did its job. So what happened was the owner, apparently up and died, and the wife and some of the estate people have been busy trying to basically break this password so that they can recover break the encryption on the password so they can recover the password so they can get back into the exchange and people can start trading on this exchange again. It's basically this dude's personal business.
Yep.
And now
He's dead.
he's dead. Or is he?
Spoiler! So,
That's so
the
dumb.
thing is, when he died, and I put that in quotations, normally I'm not one to question someone's death. However, they've uncovered that where he died is a very well-known area for issuing fake death certificates for people who are trying to escape student loan debt, some type of maybe law enforcement problem that they may have had. They go to this particular area and they die.
Or,
Whoops.
case in point, just hypothetically, what if I had access to a pretty sizable fortune, ballparking here, $137 million.
That's, roundabouts.
And I didn't want anybody else to know that I had that $137 million or be able to hunt me down when I steal $137 million from a boatload of people that have given me their money. Mm-hmm. One could conceivably fake one's death.
So theoretically, he has fallen off the face of the earth because, again, he died.
Yeah.
However, if you had a person who was a CEO of a cryptocurrency business up and die in your area, you would tend to think that that might actually make the news in your area. At least a newspaper.
Yeah.
But it didn't. It's nowhere.
Gone.
Nowhere. It's not reported on. It's over in India, I believe. It's not reported on. Nothing is in the news.
Right.
Except the fact that over here, he's dead. But over there,
So,
ooh.
yes. So he was over in India. So he apparently had Crohn's disease, which is apparently the cause of death. He died, quote unquote, died at the age of 30 in India from Crohn's disease.
Okay.
Not that that's an impossibility.
Not an impossibility.
No,
Agreed.
not at all. But I think your point about it being in one of those areas which is known for this type of thing to happen, and the fact that it was overseas,
It's
Boy,
suspect.
it's super
at
suspect.
best.
Yeah.
So the idea is, what happens if he were to up and just walk away with $137 million? That was to your point.
Yeah.
My point is, what happens if he up and walked away because he didn't actually have their $137 million? He was bankrupt.
So,
And-
like, this type of thing has happened a bunch of times before with cryptocurrency exchanges. Like, there was Mt. Gox. Do you remember Mt. Gox?
You know they're trying to bring them back.
Well, yeah. It's not... It's like when a company goes bankrupt and the company comes back. It's not. It's just the name. It's a different company. It's the quintessential under new management and new technology, too. So, with cryptocurrency, because it is not a federally traded currency, it is not... I mean, it's not illegal, but it's also not backed by like FDIC or anything like that. There's really no rigor that any of these banks or exchanges have to go through other than just kind of word of mouth. So the trust that these exchanges build up over time is absolutely, vitally important to their continued operation. Without that trust, the users are going to bail. They're going to take the money and run. However, that's a lot of pressure for someone to have on them when you're sitting looking at a bank account that has $137 million. That's a lot of zeros. And then if I'm looking around going, man, I had to work pretty hard to make mortgage this month. I get where that would be tempting. I mean, it doesn't make you not a crappy human being, but I get why that would be tempting.
I'm telling you, I don't know if
it's not
he
the
had
first
the
time
money.
it's happened.
I don't know if he had the money.
It's possible.
I think I'm going to go out here, tinfoil hat.
Embracing the tinfoil hattery.
I think he I don't want to drag his name in the mud because if he's dead, I'm going to feel like an a-hole. But the point is, if he did fake his death, the reason of the fake is because I don't think they have the money. I think the money's gone. I don't think he took the money to take it. I think he left. He died.
Yeah.
To get out of whatever the repercussions of
knowing
being
that there's
a
going to be a
CP
boatload of people
Yeah,
that are going to hunt him down.
that's what I think it is.
I
can see both.
Yeah, I can totally see both sides of it.
But like, in my mind, I keep thinking of it through. Like, am I really going to be able to pull out $137 million and not be found? That's one thing.
Yeah.
But if I don't have the ability to pull $137 million out and I just need to disappear so no one comes after the things that I do have, that seems way more logical to me.
Well, okay, so one of the things to keep in mind though is with digital cryptocurrencies, the wallet, you can still like check the contents of the wallet. You can still know that those bitcoins have not been exchanged or have not been sold again, have not been used again. You would know that those bitcoins are kind of gone because the original fortune of Satoshi Nakamoto, who is supposedly the founder of Bitcoin, that's still out there. And we know that those bitcoins have not been like recycled, reused, or whatever. So we know that that is basically a locked away fortune. Now, to your point, whether or not he had like this pile of cash laying around in case something happened and that exchange lost the trust of all the users, and then there was what is the digital currency equivalent of the run on the bank, where everyone was like, haha, screw this, give me my $100, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
If he didn't have the money or the means to, make good on that, I could see him wanting to disappear. But I'm with you. I don't think he straight up stole the bitcoins because there's not really a good way to take that and then exchange those bitcoins for money in a way that's not at least noticeable by some smart people. I mean, it's just not.
I think that's That seems way more logical.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Way
I'm
more
with
logical.
You. Yeah.
Tinfoil Hattery.
Yeah.
That's the name of the channel. Technically speaking, Tinfoil Hattery.
That's the live show name. Well, let's take a couple minutes to say hello to all of our guests out there checking in the comment section. We have the mayor himself. Welcome. So happy to have you. And Mr. James Root saying hello to strangers and Mr. Mayor. Stats is here. Live studio audience, as always. Appreciate you having us.
Jacob is here.
Jacob. Appreciate you, Jacob. And Ben is here. What's going on, Ben?
Ben, I haven't seen you forever.
Miss you, buddy.
As you see, I've embraced my CEO status.
If my eyes could roll any harder, they would detach from the retinas.
I'm sorry, I cannot hear from up on high. I cannot hear you from the penthouse.
Whatever.
This is a fine crystal.
Anyway, what else do you want to talk about? You want to talk about iPhones?
Buy them. Don't buy them.
So ironically, problem solved. End of story. Hey, thanks for everybody for stopping by. Show's over. Peace. So ironically, last week we covered a story about how Apple had revoked the enterprise certificates for some major players in tech, namely Facebook and Google, because they got caught stealing people's data.
Oops.
Fast forward a week later, and now we're discovering that iPhones, there are some major iPhone apps that are out there that are actually screen recording your phone while you are using it. And to Apple's credit, it's not Apple that's doing it, unlike it was Facebook and it was Google that was basically being ultra intrusive and siphoning all of your data. It's not Apple that's doing this screen recording, but
that we know of.
But it is a fairly well-known app. It's a bunch of well-known apps that are implementing some well-known technology. Mm-hmm. And it's benign on the surface of it, but when you get down into the implementation of it, kind of the ramifications of having this bit of technology stuffed into a bunch of popular apps, it's a really, really big deal. So, the ramifications with the Jell-O pudding pop. Harnessing.
Did we really go there?
Oh, yeah, we totally did. Among other things, there's Air Canada, there's the Hollister app, there's Expedia, there's Abercrombie and Fitch. And I don't know why they make the distinction between Hollister and Abercrombie and Fitch, because I know they're the same company. Hotels.com, yeah.
Are they
the same company, yeah.
They're just marketed to different segments.
Sure
I
are.
did not know that.
I used to work for Hollister.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Imagine this dumb, ugly face working for Hollister. Yeah, back in the day.
What?
Hotels.com, Singapore Airlines, all these apps use this thing called Glassbox. Now, Glassbox is a customer experience analytics firm, and I'm reading right from the story that TechCrunch has posted here. It's one of a handful of companies that allows developers to embed what's called session replay technology into their apps. The session replay lets app developers record the screen and play back to see how users interact with the app to figure out if something didn't work or if there was an error. So, being a tech guy, seeing the error on the screen or knowing exactly what the error message is beyond important. It's like if I don't have the exact details of what went wrong when somebody calls me and says, "Hey man, I did a thing and it didn't work." Mm-hmm. If you ain't got no details, I can't help you, bro. So I get the purpose of Glassbox.
However, if you're just, say, buying something on a website and you can enter in your credit card, they see that too.
They sure do. And matter of fact, one of the things that TechCrunch goes on to show is a screenshot of them entering in credit card information that they have redacted. But it's got everything. It's got the name. It's got addresses. It's got the credit card number, the CVV number, the expiration number.
Very ungood.
Very, very ungood. So Apple has since...
Stop that, I would hope?
I'm trying to figure out how to say it in a way that's not going to get me in trouble. They have since slapped the peep and said, no, don't do that.
Stats, I need to make a call with the HR department. Can you schedule that? Yeah, thanks.
I need it stat. So yeah,
I get it. I get it.
That's what makes it
How
so
do you
hard.
miss that? How do you miss that?
Well, at the very least, like the people that made this piece of software, this Glassbox thing, like it's obviously incredibly important to have that data for troubleshooting purposes, because they're not doing it to harvest your personal data. This is literally just about, as an app developer, when something fails, I need to know the hows and the whys.
I get it.
And seeing the representation of seeing how the UI reacted, all that stuff. massively important. But why they didn't think to go, except when somebody's typing in credit card information. Like, don't record
Credit
that.
card, social,
Yeah.
anything that is like the
What
most
we would
sensitive
call
of data.
PII in the industry. I don't know if you're aware of what PII is.
I don't have
It's
any idea.
personally identifiable information.
Isn't that really sensitive?
It's pretty sensitive. It's
How sensitive?
It's sort of a big deal. It's just under HIPAA. How about that? Sort of.
It's just under HIPAA.
Yeah.
What does HIPAA stand for?
I don't know. Something about don't tell anybody. Like it's super secret. Like super secret.
Do you know what
Health-
do you know what PCI stands for?
Yeah, payment card industry. I know that one. Come on now. PCI compliance. That's my space. HIPAA, I don't care about that. I don't do anything. Health Information Policy Privacy Act of America of 19.
Stats. You
54.
wanted to say something. Stats.
I think
much
it's
as I can.
Healthcare Industry Patient Privacy Act.
That's
but
what I said.
I might be wrong on
That's what I
that.
said.
I didn't actually look it up.
I mean, I think
Do you know what it is?
I think you're close. Yeah.
Do you know what it is? Or are you just going to hang us out to dry while you
He
sit over
just
there
answered
looking
the
smug?
question.
As the CEO, it's not my job.
Let me reach out to the department.
I'll have my people.
Let me reach
set up
out to the
a
chief.
meeting with your
I'm gonna
people.
reach out to the chief privacy officer, and he'll get right back to you tomorrow. At some
I
point.
bet you will. I bet you will. So yeah, don't use any of those apps at least until they fix that. That's unforgivable. I mean, Expedia, Air Canada, both of those are like obviously companies where you'd be typing in information, like sensitive information,
Yeah. Like
payment information.
and probably like either a known traveler
Yeah.
ID, which I don't know if you know this, but that's also PII.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes
Healthcare
sense.
Insurance Portability and Accountability Act.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know.
So we
Well,
were
that
all
is
wrong.
definitely not what it is.
No, I
Definitely
got
not what it is.
it. Yeah. Man, I don't know. It is a big deal.
Yeah, it is.
I feel like I should, as a fellow IT guy, as a fellow developer, I feel like I should come to these guys' rescue. But y'all messed up. At the very least, that should have masked. That should have been masked.
It should have been masked.
Yeah.
It wasn't masked. They
So,
don't
yeah.
care. They want that data. Data is the real danger.
Okay, hang on.
Not
They're
privacy.
not about the data. This is not, the purpose of it is not to gather data from users in the same way like the VPN app was. This is not about gathering the data.
I'm gonna challenge that.
Sure.
How do you know that it's not?
Fair statement.
This goes back to the Cambridge Analytica
Yeah.
problem. How do you know that it's not? Like you assume. I like you
Yeah.
want to assume positive intent.
Yeah.
But with Cambridge Analytica, you assumed positive
Yeah.
intent, and then they did what they did.
Okay, so
in fairness, I don't know if you can say that for everybody.
I agree with you. However, let's look at the technology the way that it was implemented. What they are capturing are screenshots, images. If they wanted to harvest your data, they would capture the text of what you are typing in. Now, that's not to say that there's not optical character recognition. They could process that image after the fact and extract that data out for sure. But that's a whole bunch of extra steps. By the way, OCR, not error-proof. It still will gum up your data pretty badly at times. Okay. So, if they were after the data, just capture the data from the text input fields. That's clearly not the primary purpose, which is why they're gathering the entire screenshot of like user interface, everything. Now, there are still, to your point, there are still some massive practical implications practical questions, I guess you would want to answer about is the screen recording happening in the background?
I don't know. Is it?
That's what I'm saying. Like
I don't know.
That would be a problem.
I thought that was a. Let me get back to my. Let me get my chief privacy officer on that, and I'll get back to you tomorrow.
I'm not asking you. I'm just saying in general. So yeah, Penn Island. Oh my gosh, we got a whole bunch of Perry Wilson out there saying Penn Island.
Yeah,
see what they did there?
Yeah. Pen 15.
Pen 15. Okay. Bro.
Ralph?
I'm going to try this. Ralph580 Dog says, Sup. Technically, T, what's going on, buddy? Happy to have you here. Boy, all kinds of people. Penn Island. And we're being raided.
I have a feeling something's happening.
That's 2 for 2, man. I love Penn Island. It's my favorite.
You would.
I live there. It's delicious.
They have the best coconuts. Like coconuts, like you wouldn't even believe.
big.
These coconuts are huge.
Oh my god.
Penn Island coconuts, they're the best.
So
It's happening.
this show has gone right off the rails. All right. So wearables are kind of the new hotness. Everyone's talking about them. Apple has been very successful in marketing the Apple Watch series. Well,
4.
pretty much all the series, but Series 4 is dope. Let's be real about it. That is an amazing piece of technology.
Love Series 4. If only I could use it with an Android. Look, I'll get rid of my Fitbit, hands down.
No question.
If I could get an Apple 4 watch.
If it were okay,
And it worked with Android. I can get it.
work natively.
Even if I had to get an app. And I had to okay.
But I mean, still, so there's still even a translation layer to make it work semi-natively. But I guess where I'm going with this is think about the AirPods versus the Google native product, the Pixel Buds. I don't know if you know this or not. We have a video about exactly that on our channel. Go check it out. Where we talk about kind of the differences between the AirPods and the Pixel Buds on the opposite platform. So we take an iPhone, we pair the Pixel Buds to it, we see how they work. We take the AirPods, we pair them to an Android phone and see how they work. And AirPods, although they're great, don't work as well on an Android phone, which
Correct.
I don't think would really surprise many people. So same thing applies. So if you have this fantastic Apple Series 4 watch,
But I
and it
can't-
doesn't work exactly the same way that it works on an Apple Watch or Apple phone.
I don't need it to work exactly. I don't need it.
What's the minimum? What has to work for you to use it?
Okay, so let's think about this logically. So with my Fitbit, what
Yeah.
I get is steps,
Okay.
messages,
Okay.
emails, fitness.
Sure.
I get my heart rate, yeah.
What about app synchronization? What if you don't? Maybe you get SMS, but you don't get integration with all of the apps you have on your phone.
I don't get that
Because
now.
I think that's
I
likely.
only get one email and SMS.
Okay.
So I get that now.
So you need minimum what you get from the Fitbit.
If I get minimum what I get from the Fitbit,
See?
yes, that would be fine.
Okay.
But the problem that I run into is the battery life then.
I'm with you.
You get into the battery life problem.
Yeah,
I can go 4 days.
Fair. Okay, but okay.
So you with me on there?
So the problem you have with the Apple Watch is like the EKG or the heartbeat sensor on the underside of the Apple Watch, notorious for draining the battery on the Apple Watch. Absolutely notorious for it. So you don't have any of that functionality. So now, I mean, that's your trade-off though. You get more functionality out of the Apple Watch, you get no battery life. Oh, beast. Look. I've run out of ways to say that I love you, man.
Dude, I love you.
so
You
funny.
have no idea how much fun. I look forward to Thursdays
Yeah.
because I don't know if it's going to happen again, and I'm stupidly excited every time. So, Kathleen, to catch you up, I have a feeling that our friend LA Beast, I think Kev might have dropped a hint to some people to make some comments.
Yeah.
And the first one came in, I was like, huh. That's a weird comment. And then the next 4 came in. I'm like,
I was like, we're getting ready to begin.
Something's
There's no
happening.
question.
I'm very excited about where this is going.
It makes me laugh. Thank you so much. Kev,
Seriously.
you're a fantastic human being, man.
Absolutely.
Real talk. I wanted to tweet at you after last week's show.
I did. You did too.
Yeah, but I mean, like on the DM and just say hey, man, thank you. I love the fact that at your level, you're still willing to reach out and talk to and interact with smaller creators. It makes you just an exemplar of all the cool stuff you can do on YouTube. So seriously, I mean, I can't tell you how much I appreciate it.
I dressed up for you.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's totally
Why I dressed up.
for sure. And I did too. This is as dressed up as I get.
So there you
T-shirt
go.
and jeans.
So Kathleen,
all for you, buddy.
Catching it all the way up, Kathleen. There you go.
Yeah, Penn Island. We're big fans of Penn Island. It's my favorite place to visit, easily. Moving right along. Apple.
Just a couple of grapefruit.
I just want to run right up to the line and I was there, and then
just
just enough to almost get us in
beautiful
trouble.
blue hue. Ready to take a farmer's market.
Down to the plums. Oh God. Okay.
Let's talk about Google constantly calling me fat.
We were actually trying to get there.
Were we?
So we were talking about how you would pick up the Apple 4 Series watch even if it didn't work exactly with your Android.
If I could get it, again, I go back to the problem with the battery life.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Battery life. If I
I'm
get
with
everything
you.
already,
Yeah. So I'm curious, those of you who are watching out in the comments, would you still be as interested in the Apple Watch if you didn't get nearly the battery life that you got? Even if it had the same amount of integration. I'm assuming no.
look,
And
I've
if
never
you-
had an Apple Watch, so I
if
don't really
you-
know what it can do,
If you
to be fair.
killed both of those things, like if you didn't have the app integration and you didn't have the battery life, I don't think that's a non-starter, which frankly, let's be real, that's kind of where the Android watch has been for a while.
Let's call this what it is, Pixel Watch. Pixel
Man,
Watch.
I'm hoping. I read a story about how deeper inspection on the news about Google buying the Fossil Smart Q division does not necessarily imply that there is a Android watch in the works, a Pixel watch in the works. I hope they're wrong. I really do. Mm-hmm. But if it's not going to be a Pixel watch, what we have learned over the course of the last week is that one of Alphabet, parent company to Google itself, one of Alphabet's kind of weird stealth mode startup-y type of secrety labs called Verily, thank you. I had it on the tip of my tongue and I lost it. Is making
You left it on the island.
I left it on the island. They're making a pair of smart shoes, which I think is a brilliant idea.
I am overwhelmingly not excited about that.
I mean, look, I'm not saying that it's the type of product that I'm interested in, but one of the problems you run into with like the additional devices thing is you can't make some weird accessory that like kind of fits outside of the norm. You know what I mean? Like, okay, the glasses, the smart glasses that Google came out with. What are those called? The things.
Google Glass?
Thank you.
Good Lord, what is wrong with you tonight?
What is wrong with me? Why
Like,
could I
what
not
are
think
these?
of Google?
These couple of things right
the
here.
glass-
What are these?
the
What are these
glasses-
glasses called?
The glasses that Google made, the Google glasses, what are those called? Oh god. Anyway, what is wrong with me?
What is happening to you?
So the Google Glass was notorious for just kind of being weird. Like it just got a bunch of weird
God,
looks from people.
I loved my Google Glass.
I know you did. They were cool.
Wore it all the time.
They were legitimately cool, but the use case I don't feel like overcame the weirdness factor. So the magic sauce with a lot of these wearables is how do you find something that people are comfortable wearing? There's already like a social norm around wearing a thing. Watch makes total sense. You know what else makes sense? Something else everybody wears all the time. Shoes!
Why would
Genius!
So Kathleen brings up a good point. I have a real watch. I want it to be less on. I 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
So the Fitbit is perfect for me because I still have to, like I can, but I don't. For the most part, still have to interact with my phone in order to do a thing. So that's, yeah, I know. I want one of the jackets. She mentioned, I think it's Jacquard. Jacquard, yes, Jacquard. It's by Levi.
Yeah.
Where it's touch, and I want one. They just don't
with you.
make whale size. Size whale. That's what we need. I would
Size
love.
Cadillac.
Size double extra
Yeah, just they don't make team. I need one of those. But I like a jacket. Totally makes sense. But again, what happens if it's hot? And I'm thick, so like jacket's just like
Yeah.
Like I'm already like
So it's a piece of technology you're going to use for like 6 months out of the year.
Or in
we're
Ohio,
8 months.
anytime in either February or July.
Yeah, somewhere in
Take your
between. Something
But
like that.
shoes, I don't want Google judging me. I'll be honest. That is
Yeah.
single-handedly one of the things that I do not want to be judged on. Like, hey, Scott,
with
it
you.
looks like you put down them Twix bars.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be so bad. You wouldn't be what you weigh now. Why don't you put those down? I don't need you to judge me, feet.
Shut up, feet.
Shut up, lefty. Why don't you be more like righty?
I don't even know. What?
Cut off the
What?
sleeve. What? Righty? Lefty?
Yeah.
Greg, you have a left foot and a right foot.
I'm with you. I just don't even know how to respond to that.
Just wear the sleeve. Nothing but sleeves. I'm
Nothing
gonna
but
rock
sleeve.
just a sleeve. In the middle, straight, just nothing but in July. Cut off on the right
Yeah.
side, but down the left side.
Yeah.
Jacquard.
Yeah.
Nothing but Jacquard.
I love it. I think smart shoes is probably a direction that we're going to see more and more stuff come out of. Nike has done another version of the Back to the Future shoes, the self-lacing shoes.
I'll be honest, I want those.
I mean, they're pretty dope.
They're pretty expensive.
They're pretty expensive. They're crazy expensive.
Very expensive.
But they're rechargeable. Not a thing I ever thought I'd have to say about shoes.
A lot of people didn't say you'd have to say that about a watch either.
Fact. Totally agree. And now,
Like
I wouldn't say
daily
it's
recharging.
completely normal, but like people have adjusted to it. So, I mean, for the right use case, for the right, service that the shoes provide, I could see doing it, but I guess I'm skeptical. Like, what feature, what service are the shoes going to provide that I don't already fundamentally get with a smartphone or a smartwatch?
Well, you're going to get number of steps unequivocally way more accurate.
Okay.
I would certainly hope.
Fair.
But so steps.
Yep.
I would argue. Weight, obviously.
Okay.
So you get steps, you get weight.
Okay.
You probably get the number of flights of stairs that you walked up. I'm trying to think of like the thing. Well, I would hope. Like there's got to be like if they put it in a watch, there's got to be some way to do it.
But I wonder if you really
get
could tell the difference between like a regular step and a staircase. Heart rate?
Well, I'm assuming so. I mean, they do it. My Fitbit can do it, so
Yeah.
my wrist can do it. My feet definitely can.
Gyroscopic sensors that are in your phone. Like the gyroscopes that are in your phone that can tell, like, I turned my phone sideways, and so I will shift the screen.
The amount of miles that you've walked. I mean, I get that too. So
but is
heart rate?
Is it worth the additional accuracy? Like, to what degree is the existing product that we have inaccurate? I mean, we're talking, is it off by a factor of, is it off by 10%? Is it off by a factor of 5?
I mean, I'm probably not the person that they would want to target for their shoes. I'm just saying.
Fair,
It's probably more people like maybe long distance runners or marathoners or something to where cutting the time off matters a lot. Look, if you're cutting off my time of my mile, you can do that with a freaking sundial. You don't need shoes to tell you that. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, you don't need shoes to tell you, Scott, you gotta pick them up and put them down, big boy, because you ain't doing it right now.
Just a little bit faster. How about you don't stop for your 5th Twinkie break? How about you push through that one?
I need to push through it. But I need it! I want it!
I need it in my life.
Don't judge me!
I mean, with like long distance runners, well, I guess maybe not long distance, but like if you're in a race, I mean, everybody wants light shoes. Well, I would think even long distance you would want light shoes too. That's a lot of weight over, the distance of a marathon. Shoes get heavy. Your feet get heavy.
Well, Stats is a runner, and I know that he's had his feet measured specifically for shoes. So I would assume that if you could have shoes that do that on the fly, like provide you, hey, you're a little heel heavy when you run, try adjusting and doing the following.
Okay, I can see that.
You could do that on the fly. That would be kind of a big deal. I would assume so. Well, like if you're like, so I'm hypothetical here.
Yeah.
You got your Pixel Buds on and you're running like a madman, right? You got these Google shoes.
Did you see what he did there? I've got my Pixel Buds on.
Yeah, whatever. Shameless plug.
Yeah.
CEO, I'll do what I want. So I'm running, right? I'm running.
Yeah.
And my shoes ping my Pixel Buds and say, hey, try doing this.
Yeah.
It will help with your endurance of your legs. That's a big deal.
Yeah,
then
I mean, I
you
can
could,
see like
change on the fly.
So as a product that trains you to be a better runner, like that is the purpose. It's not your everyday running shoe, but it's like buying a special type of bike that is designed to train you to ride a bike better when you get out on the real road. Yeah, I mean, I could see that. I could
see that being a thing.
Yeah,
I could see it could be a thing for people who are getting back in to like. Maybe people who need to learn how to walk again. You know what I mean? Like that type of thing. So I think that has a potential to be fairly big.
Yeah.
But it's not for me. I don't need to know what my weight is, Google. I know it. I have a scale and a mirror.
So Mr. Andrew P. Smith in the comment section, whoever that guy is, says, my concern with the inherent lifespan of shoes versus other types of wearables. So running shoes, if you run even a moderate amount, you're replacing those probably once a year. I mean, you might be able to push it to once every 2 years if you don't run that much.
I got to assume that this is probably like an insert.
I would. Okay, I would hope so. But if that's the case, it's like you're not. I guess you don't need to design the whole shoe. And I think the story that I've seen so far is like it's this whole like suite of sensors inside of a shoe. So if you could do it as just an insert, different story though. I mean,
Yeah, I guess I didn't think.
hopefully it's more comfortable, or hopefully it like fits. I don't know, because like I'm sensitive to the right types of padding in my shoes, and if I can feel, I don't know, the sensor or whatever underneath my heel as I'm trying to run or something along those lines, that would also be a deal breaker.
My guess is though, like they got the glucose contact. If they can figure out how to, what are you shaking your head for? They killed it.
It does not work. Yeah,
it doesn't work.
Yep.
They figured out. Look, if they can figure out even to get that to work in testing for an eyeball, I'm sure that they can make it a little bit thicker and make it work in a shoe. That's my point. It's like if they could get it to even moderately function in an eyeball with how thin a contact lens is, I would have to assume that they can figure out how to do that for something that's on your foot.
So, okay, I'm with you, but the trade-off has to be price. Like, if you're going to tell me that it mostly works and it's going to, because you're standing on it all the time, or like the impact of running on it, because you're basically destroying this thing. If you're telling me that that rather quickly I'm going to destroy it versus a watch, to Stat's point, I mean, it better be cheap. It better be real cheap. Because if you're telling me it's going to be cheap, but if you're telling me it's going to be like $150 for a pair of inserts, to learn that I'm pronating more than I should.
People pay that now.
But if you're at that level of running, you probably already know how you walk. Like, I am not at that level of running. I know how I walk. I've had it done. I've had like the measurements and everything done. I know that I walk on the outsides of my feet. I know that I'm a heel striker. I know that I walk heel heavy.
Yeah.
I know those things. So even knowing those things and being even a moderate runner, like having an app that tells me, or having shoes that are smart enough to tell me, hey man, you're doing that thing that you know that you do, that you know that you shouldn't do. That's not.
I don't think the
that's
price
not really
is as
gonna
big
change.
of a problem though.
I think it is, man.
I think because like the inserts for someone with a flat foot are $400, straight up, custom made $400 inserts.
Okay. How long are those good for?
Depends on the type. If you go
True.
full metal, a long time.
Yeah.
If you go not full metal, moderately
Not
less.
a long time.
less than
a long time. Wow, Scott, thanks for that insightful commentary on the lifespan of...
You gotta get some coconuts from Penn Island.
Penn Island. So you're not interested in smart shoes, is what it boils down to.
I'm not, because I don't need to know what my weight is constantly. Google, thanks.
And thanks for that.
And scene.
What else do you want to talk about, man?
I just took a sip from my CEO glass. Let me pull up the document list that my people put together.
I had my people work through the night to get these.
Do a thing.
I was like, what are you doing? The EU.
Oh wait, no.
No.
We gotta touch on the CEO thing where I have a rant.
Go nuts. Go
I
nuts.
almost dropped the F word. I have got a rant on YouTube. On the platform that by which we are on.
Okay.
A rant. So
this is fun because I actually have no idea what he's about to say. I know, look, you have been hot and bothered about Rewind.
That's not just that. So YouTube's CEO says they want to get better.
Okay.
And that 2018 Rewind was not good. They admit that they swung and missed. Completely swung and missed on Rewind.
What's funny is I think the Rewind blowback is a little ridiculous, personally. I mean, is it my style of video? No, it's not.
Susan, the CEO of YouTube, even her own children told her that the 2018 Rewind was cringy. Because it was. It was cringy. And the reason was they just tried to just shove too much stuff at you constantly. Yeah. Constantly. There were so many creators. Happy that you're trying to reach out and get so many creators on this.
They had fewer creators this year than I had last year.
But man, really?
Yeah.
They shoved so
They did
much stuff into
they
this
had,
video.
They had been getting feedback for a while though that it was just too much stuff going on. It was too many creators that they were trying to cram in, so they tried to dial it back and focus on fewer creators. Now, I still think that it's close to too many. I do love the fact that they were trying to reach out and that they were trying to include other creators that we would not normally otherwise see. There was way more than half of the creators on that video. I had no idea who they were. But after the fact, I was like, oh, cool. Like I reckon, like I might have heard the name in the ether or out in the social medias and such, but I didn't actually know who they were. And then there was really cool to see some people that I admire and respect, like Simone Giertz. On Rewind, I thought it was fantastic to see her because I love everything that she does. I think she's a fantastic creator. But yeah, some of the bits that you did,
oh, it was a mess.
They're a little bad.
My problem
but that's a dead horse. We're beating.
I get what you were trying to go with. It is driven for advertisers.
Yeah,
and I am on board with that. I get it because the more advertisers that you get, the better that we are off because we can get ad revenue. I love it.
Yeah.
Here's my thing: do 2 videos.
For sure.
Do 2. 1, dear advertisers, this is what we can do.
Yeah.
This is what our platform can do for you.
And make it as cringy as you want.
And just cringeify it until you blue in the face. And then make one specifically for the creators. The old way. Don't get fancy.
Yeah.
Just show the creators. There's a lot of excellent creators on this platform. Showcase them. But here's my other thing. Treat them all equal. That is one of the most fundamental problems that I have with YouTube. You do not treat everyone equal. Don't act like you do. Stop it. Stop saying it. Because you don't. Period. End of story.
Yeah.
I do not think that they treat all the creators the same way. No, you don't.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
But don't act like you do. You go to your bigger YouTubers because it brings you ad money in, I get it. It's business. It's business 101. I'm not mad at you about it. But don't lie and be like, no. You're just as important to other creators.
I do. Okay.
It's okay.
The problem is, I was going to disagree though. I was going to say, I don't think that they do inherently try and treat all creators equally. Boy, that's a weird backwards take on a standard sentence. Anyway, but then you do hear him say like, your voice matters, blah, 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 blah. The problem that I have with your 2 video take is that you're not gonna. It was hard enough to get that many creators together and have them shooting all day long on their dime to create one video.
Well, but my problem is like you've made the scale too big. Like,
oh yeah,
your dime is this big.
Yeah,
the dime can stay this big. Just do 50% over here and 50% over here. Don't take your denominator and double it.
Yeah.
Split the denominator in half and make one cringy video for your advertisers and this other one. Also, just going to throw this out here, there's a lot of people that make content on YouTube that have the chops to edit and make stuff. Maybe think about asking them.
Actually, that would be really interesting to have an entire community video done by the
community.
Yeah.
If you told me
editors from YouTube editing the video shot by people who are videographers on YouTube, starring other content creators on YouTube.
You tell me right now, like I'll tell you right this second, if you said, dear content creators, get together, we want to see if you can get your group of people together, you all have to edit it.
Yeah.
We'll obviously watch it to make sure that it's kosher.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
Look, I'm calling Cody Warner, who lives in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Terry Warfield, who lives in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Our buddy, oh my God, I'm blanking on his name.
English.
Preston. No.
Preston. Oh,
Preston.
Yeah.
He's in
By the way,
West Virginia.
Preston out here in the comment section doing work. Appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah, I get it. Where was okay, I'm going to get to that in a second. All of these people, I would absolutely unequivocally go, hey, let's all get in a video. We'll figure out how to edit this. Let's do this. You give me that, I will edit that video. That would be huge.
Oh, yeah. That'd be awesome.
Do that. Then you want to talk about that. So, that video would get legs.
So what was Susan's take other than just the fact that, hey, we need to do better? Like, first of all, I can't believe that it took her this long. not her specifically. Like, I'm not holding it against her, but I can't believe that it's taken YouTube as an organization this long to craft a PR statement about the most disliked video on YouTube. And that's a statement. That's an achievement. The most disliked video on YouTube.
Yeah,
You should be weirdly proud of that, YouTube.
I'm okay with. They are very okay with that.
They should be.
They did.
There's
I'm
no
glad
such
they
thing as
owned
bad
it.
press.
I absolutely, unequivocally believe that.
Yeah.
But they left some. Shane Dawson, that's one in the comments.
Yeah.
Preston admitted that he doesn't want to be in it.
Cool. Hey,
I get
that's
it.
your choice, bro.
At least acknowledge him. And that was Kathleen's point. At least acknowledge him. You have PewDiePie. I get it.
Okay, that one actually gets to me because
I get it.
Yeah.
It's not ad friendly.
Yeah.
But still, you have to, even if you just acknowledge the rolling number, like there was something that you could have done.
So PewDiePie has a very specific chair, and there is a clip in the Rewind where it looks an awful lot like that chair. It was done in one of the animated segments. That they're pretty sure that's basically the tongue-in-cheek nod to PewDiePie since he wasn't actually in the video.
Okay.
So, in a way, like people that know and follow PewDiePie and know like what he's about and know kind of like the weird, I don't know, in meme culture references that is PewDiePie would see that and point it out, rightfully so, that hey, that looks oddly specific. So, he kind of made an appearance.
That aside, Rewind was just hot and cringy.
Yeah.
Yes, to Preston's point, the amount of creators, you're absolutely right. I think that they can go back to the community. Say, look, we want the community to edit their own version of Rewind.
Yeah, I think it would be interesting.
Guarantee you there would be you'd have
way too many rewinds.
Way too many. Well, no, like you wouldn't each have it.
Channel full of rewinds.
You would be, you would have the. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, doing work.
Full channel of rewinds.
Yeah, that's all
that
it
just
is.
runs constantly.
Yeah,
24/7.
Everyone just does their own rewind, submits it, done.
Man, that would be interesting.
Yeah,
not exactly.
Can't monetize it, but hey, whatever. It's a chance to publicly show off like your circle, your editing style, your video types, your people that are on your channel, and all the people that you run around with. I think it would be interesting. Think about it, YouTube.
So YouTube.
That one's free. Next one, it's going to cost you.
Also, YouTube. Look, I love you guys, and you guys know this. Man, your customer service sketchy. I have asked on Twitter and emailed.
Yeah.
Specifically, I read the community help post. I make posts. I ask questions specific about the YouTube.
Yeah.
Mine's very easy. I don't understand the answers that I've been giving back. I've asked for YouTube stories. This is a very minor thing. It's yet again another branch that we can reach out to the community. I have wanted YouTube stories. That's it.
Yeah.
It's very easy. On the website, it says you must have 10K subscribers. Okay? Check. We have that. So I asked, hey, newly came over the 10K mark. How long does it take? On the community, on their site, it says, note, it can take up to 4 weeks in order to get access to YouTube stories. 4 weeks.
Check.
So we're at 10 weeks.
Yeah.
And I got an email back that says, we're still rolling it out to people who came. We're still rolling it out to creators who just crossed over. It could take upwards of 4 weeks. Literally in my email, it said, I crossed 10K 10 weeks ago. We're actually at 11-1.
Yeah.
And still don't have it. You say on your site, all 10K channels.
I mean, I have a hard time complaining about this because we were also...
I don't.
We were very early on in getting the... the feature where you can basically go live with a video and hang out with your audience as they watch your video in real time. We were very, very early to get that. We were so early that I think we beat some of the stories that we're talking about how that project was launching. We've never used it. So
what are you talking about?
Okay, the feature where you launch a video.
You talking about Premiere?
Yes, Premiere. Thank you. I couldn't think of the name.
We didn't get it early.
Yes, we did.
Did we?
Yes, we did. Because I saw it and was like, oh, weird, what's that? And then like the next day I started seeing stories about it.
Oh,
we
I
had
didn't
it.
even notice.
We had it really, really early.
My problem is if it's still
it
rolling
takes time,
out.
though.
Does it? If they say it takes 4 weeks and I'm at 10.
Yeah.
Look, you are very much way more IT about rolling the stuff out.
Yeah.
And I am not that.
So when it comes to like you're deploying a new feature, they're gonna do phased rollouts because they're just not sure. They're gonna take their time to make sure that the new feature does not significantly cripple YouTube as a platform as a whole.
Got it.
So
Say
it's gonna be phased rollouts. They're going to roll it out over time to people who meet whatever the qualifications are. And I mean, again, I'm trying to come from a place of understanding how flippin' big YouTube is. It's almost beyond words big. In terms of not only just hours of content uploaded every single second, but also the total number of channels that are out there, yada, yada, yada. It's a management nightmare. So to develop new features and then to deploy them out is risky business. You're talking about if you screw up, you're impacting not only just a boatload of raw number of people. You're talking about impacting livelihoods for people that are full-time YouTubers. You're talking about impacting your advertisers now. I mean, that is risky proposition. So they're going to take it slow and steady. They're going to be very, very careful about rolling this out.
I agree.
Now, once they get to kind of peak deployment, they're saying that it'll take about 4 weeks for that to happen. Okay, fine. I'm with you that it seems like it's been an excessive amount of time that we haven't had this show up yet, but we're one little fish amongst a whole ocean of content creators.
I agree with that statement. But my problem is...
Don't say it's 4 weeks.
That's my problem.
Yeah.
If you say on your site, every 10K channel will get this.
Yeah.
Note, because it says note,
Yeah.
it may take 4 weeks to do it. Cool. Got it.
Yeah.
My point is, now I'm 10 weeks out. You told me this.
Yeah.
Now, where is that thing?
Yeah.
Just don't tell me it's 4 weeks. That's my only thing.
I'm with you. And this gets to, like, part of the problem with YouTube is they mean the best, for sure.
Absolutely.
But their messaging is a little off sometimes.
Don't say 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Just say, look, I know
Hey,
that
we're working on it.
I know that you're over 10K. We're rolling it out.
Yeah.
Cool. Got it. I'm okay with that. But do not explicitly say, it might take 4 weeks. I'm 10 weeks out. If you say all in 4 weeks, I'm at all in 10 weeks, that math does not compute to me.
Sure.
Because I am as consumer as you get.
You are as consumer as you get. You're also a saintly person when it comes to patience. I mean, you are just...
Wow.
I mean... just
That's what we're going to go with?
The pinnacle of patience. This guy right here. This CEO status. Yeah.
Really? Do we want to do this now?
Yeah, go for it.
Do we really want to do this now? Do we? Because I will.
Patiently patient. Penn Island. All right, what else you got? Want to do anything else?
God, I want to punch you right in the face.
You get used to it after a while.
It's literally taking every ounce. Is my face red yet? Because I feel like it should explode. Explosions.
You want to hug it out afterwards?
No, I don't want to touch you.
You want to go to Penn Island afterwards? Huh? I see you out there.
Wait, is there other people?
Oh yeah, there's more.
Oh, seriously?
Penn Island A and Penn Island B. It's the archipelago of Penn Islands. Is lands.
Okay, so I'll beat the dead horse that is it. Improved number 2 on YouTube CEOs and get to 2019 objectives is improving communications and engagement.
I mean, we beat that one for sure to death.
Yeah.
Y'all need to work on that some more. Just you do okay. You know what I would love? I want less Penn Island. No, I want less. I want less of like the corporatees. I want less of the like.
Just be you.
Yeah, just you're talking about a platform where people show up and are as authentic as it gets. Like you ain't getting much more of us than this. You have an entire platform that caters to people being authentic, and then you release weird corporatee statements like that are like, well, you know, here's our objectives for 2019, and we need to do a better job of communicating. How? Enumerate that. Talk about it. Be more you, Susan. Like, what is
God.
you saying? Like,
See, here's my problem.
That's what I want to see.
In her statement,
Yeah.
we also this is the communication and engagement.
Yeah.
This is in that 2019 objective.
Yeah.
We also recently made stories available to all eligible creators with more than 10,000 subscribers
No, you
and
didn't.
opened up the community post to all channels with more than 1,000 subscribers.
No, you didn't.
You didn't. You didn't, and that's okay. Just don't say it.
Yes.
That's it. Don't say something that's not a fact.
And that is how you get better at communication. It's weird.
Oh, man.
It's almost like those two things are related.
It's not, and my thing is, like, you don't need to
strange.
make the statement. Susan, I like you.
Yeah, I do
think
too,
you're a
yeah.
great CEO. Just don't say things like that.
Yeah.
Because when, like, again, like to your point, small fish, big pond, no one's going to listen to us.
No.
And we get that. But it doesn't mean that I can't go, that is not a factual statement. That is not factual. I can.
Horse.
It is literally manure from
Horse
Penn
hockey.
Island. It is manure of Penn Island.
manure. Oh, I love it. That's.
But I think you've done great work. I think you've cleaned up and you've made a platform that I'm actually. When people go, I'm a content creator, I don't say that I'm a YouTuber. No, you know what? To hell with that. I actually enjoy being a YouTuber.
Yeah.
When someone goes, you make YouTube videos. You damn right I do.
Yeah.
I really like making YouTube videos. I enjoy being on the platform. Stats!
Sorry, I clicked.
Turn it down!
Everyone else has their sound turned
Oh,
off.
everything was silence except for that app.
It's probably
this is what we gotta deal
CNBC
with.
ad. A stupid CNET article.
Oh my god! All right, you got anything else?
I
man?
have nothing else. I have beat that horse.
Why
senseless.
don't you hit the people with your socials?
I am at Scott Peachy on Twitter.
Jesus. Hey, you know what I just realized? Our lower thirds has been hung the whole time, so
That's perfect.
ain't
Everybody's
nobody,
gotten a good look of me.
ain't nobody saw them lower thirds anyway, so they literally don't know what your socials are.
At Scott Peachy, ScottPeachy, fuzzy fruit with an EY on the end at Twitter, at the Scott Peachy on Instagram.
And you can find me only on the Twitter because that's the only social media platform that counts. At Ominous Hominid. I'm not even going to spell it. Just look down in the comment section. It's down there. You will find it.
Actually, yes, it is. I always make sure of that. Also, you're going to notice, and if you've been watching this whole time, sneak peek for what this channel is going to do. We're going to be adopting some new stuff.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I mean, yeah, so we got... we're going to try... there's this thing called marketing, which we suck at. And so we're going to try and be a little a little more serious about trying to do this live show thing in a bigger way. So keep your eyes out for that. I'm not going to say any more, but yeah, you'll know it when you see it.
Oh, yeah. 2019 is
Big
the
year.
year of technically speaking.
Big year.
That's why I'm dressed like this.
Follow us on this journey. It's going to be a good time. So that's going to do it for us for this week. Thank you so much for stopping by. Big shout out to everyone who stopped by. We had a bunch of people come to the comment section, which we appreciate and love you all so
Love
very
it.
much.
Love it.
Yes, love it.
I can't even... I'm so glad that all of you stayed around.
Including all of you inviting us out to Penn Island. I look forward to visiting there.
I'll update
It sounds
my passport.
sounds like a great place. Sounds like it's just
Long
just a
walks on the
happening
beach.
place. Yeah,
I hear the boardwalks are just amazing. Really long boardwalks.
huge. Yeah.
Just the biggest pieces of wood boardwalks you can find.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. If you want to check out, what do you got coming this Sunday? You want to give them a little teaser?
Wireless microphone.
You should check it out.
You should-
Oh yeah, dude, that's a great microphone,
Wireless
too.
microphone. You should do this even if you're using your own phone
Yeah.
to film. And by the way, use your phone to film. For the love of God, just use your phone. You can make great content with your phone. Been saying before, yes. Larry, we love you.
Yeah,
Thanks for
we should
coming.
do.
You
All
got,
right.
you got a lot to catch up on the comments, Larry. Let us remind you of Penn Island
Yeah.
tomorrow.
You'll get it. Don't worry. All right. Stop by next week, Thursday, 8 p.m. Same time, same place.
Always.
We'll be doing this again. So that's going to do it for us. Thank you all so much.